Updated February 21, 2019, 0 hours 43 minutes and 58 seconds. 3 pro-EU politicians from Britain's governing Conservatives have quit the party over the government's disastrous handling of Brexit, in a blow to Prime Minister Theresa May's attempts to unite her party around plans to leave the European Union. Key points. The politicians accused the government of recklessly marching the country to the cliff edge of no deal on Brexit. The three will join a new grouping in Parliament that broke away from the Labour Party. Theresa May will visit Brussels this week for more talks with European Commission President about the Brexit deal. Anna Soubry, Heidi Allen and Sarah Wollaston announced in a statement they would join 8 ex-opposition Labour Party politicians in a new independent group. In a letter to Mrs May, the trio accused the Conservative Party of abandoning the political centre ground, and said the government's disastrous handling of Brexit had been the final straw, with Britain's departure from the EU due on March 29 and no deal yet agreed on divorce terms. The three politicians accused the government of recklessly marching the country to the cliff edge of no deal. Mrs May said she was saddened by the decision, but said the government was doing the right thing for our country by implementing voters' decision to leave the EU, but the resignations put Mrs May in an even weaker position in Parliament, where her Brexit deal was crushed last month when Eurosceptics and EU supporters voted against an agreement that both sides say offers the worst of all worlds. They could also undermine Mrs May's negotiating position in Brussels, where she is going later on Wednesday, local time, for talks with European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker to try to secure an opening for further technical work on revising the agreement. Biggest shake-up in years for UK Parliament. The three said they would now sit with a new grouping in Parliament that broke away from the Labour Party earlier this week over increasing frustration with their leader Jeremy Corbyn's Brexit strategy and a row over anti-Semitism. They represent a small fraction of the Conservative Party's 314 parliamentarians, and the new grouping counts for just 11 of the 650 total members of Parliament. But the resignations threaten a decades-old two-party system and mark the biggest shake-up in years for Britain's political parties. There have long been signs that voters' 2016 decision to leave the EU could spark a major overhaul of British politics, because Brexit has split both the Conservatives and Labour down the middle into feuding pro-Brexit and pro-EU wings. Breakaway Labour politicians hope to gain members from among disgruntled pro-Europeans in both the Labour and Conservative parties, with a view to forging a new force in the centre of British politics. Those who have resigned have long accused Mrs May of leaning too far towards Brexit supporters, sticking to red lines which they, and many in Labour, say have made a comprehensive deal all but impossible to negotiate. AP, Reuters. Topics: World politics, political parties, United Kingdom, European Union. First posted February 21, 2019, 0 hours 17 minutes and 54 seconds.